Sterling on it.
Also wouldn't mind knocking out Gervonta Davis, and I'm telling you, that fight is gonna happen.
It may take a high-level striker if you're gonna beat Sean O'Malley.
Absolutely.
I'm telling you, me versus Gervonta, big boxing fight someday. It's gonna fucking happen.
Really?
I mean, yeah, buddy, what the fuck are you talking about?
Sugar Sean O'Malley just won the bantamweight title in the UFC by knocking out Sterling. And man, Sugar said that he want to fight Gervonta Davis. So I started wondering, how would that fight look? How would that fight go? Let's first look at the tail of the tape. Sean Sugar O'Malley is 28 years old. He has 17 wins, 1 loss, and that loss was basically kind of withdrawn from the commission. They just haven't taken it off his UFC record, and 12 wins by KO. His height is 5'11", his reach is 72 inches, and his weight is 135 pounds. Gervonta Davis is also the same age, 28. He has 29 wins, 0 losses, 27 wins by knockout. So that's a 93% KO rate. His height is 5'5", his reach is 67 inches, and his weight is 135 pounds. So Sugar and Davis are the same age and weight, but there is some big differences when it comes to height. So let's look at both of these fighters in terms of their speed, their power, their ring generalship, their style, experience, and chin. Gervonta Davis gets the advantage when it comes to speed. Neither one of these guys have fast hands, right? But they're both really good counterpunchers and strikers. So it's interesting to see the speed dynamic. Now, the reason why I give the speed advantage to Gervonta Davis is because his speed and counterpunches is incredible. They're so fast that people can't see it. Certainly when he lands those 4 or 5 uppercuts at the same time. And he also has a lot of upper body movement speed, and his feet are very fast as well. O'Malley is fast, but since he's a little bit taller, he's a little slower. So we do give that advantage to Davis. Power. This is the first time out of the breakdowns that I've done in boxing where we had to do equal. O'Malley does have a high KO rate, but not as high as Gervonta Davis. But they do have shorter rounds. They only have 5 rounds in championship fights and 3 rounds of regular fights. O'Malley knocks out most of his opponents within the first or second round. Davis also has one of the best KO rates ever when it comes to the lightweight division. So how do you choose here? Well, I'm giving it to both of them because they're both significant strikers. And if they do fight, this is going to be a knockout fight. There's no way that this fight is going to decision, period. Ring generalship, we got to give it to Gervonta Davis. Gervonta has been in an actual boxing ring, and obviously this fight will take place in the boxing ring. Gervonta Davis has so much experience being able to fight taller guys, shorter guys. 29 fights is a ton of experience, and that experience leads you to have more ring generalship because he's never been knocked out. He's barely lost a lot of rounds. He knows exactly what defense to have when he's being attacked because he's fought pressure fighters, he's fought counter punchers, he's fought punchers that are slick or switch up styles. So we have to give that ring generalship to Gervonta Davis. The style goes to O'Malley. This is something that a lot of people might not notice. O'Malley's a switch hitter. Yeah, like Crawford. If you watch his fights, he actually switches stances and he does it seamlessly. Plus, the way that he fights is very interesting. Sometimes O'Malley would just be a counterpuncher if the person's going to rush to him, right? Like Sterling was. Sterling's trying to pressure him. That got his ass fucking clipped. O'Malley can also be the aggressor. If O'Malley knows that he has you hurt, he just turns into this overwhelming dog and he's going to get you up out of there. Because in the UFC and in boxing, they don't pay no overtime. So you got to fuck people up as soon as possible. Experience does go to Gervonta Davis, and it's only really because of the amount of fights they fought and the fact that Gervonta has fought a bunch of former champions, right? O'Malley has too, but it's been mostly kind of like, you know, the under 5 ranking within the bantamweight division in UFC until he fought Jan and then he just fought Sterling, right? And that's okay. You're trying to build O'Malley up. But in terms of boxing, Davis has been boxing since he was very, very, very young. O'Malley has been training in multiple martial arts. So the boxing experience that's going to happen in the boxing ring goes to Gervonta Davis. So for the chin, I give it to Davis as well. Davis actually has been clipped. He's been hit by every boxer that he's faced. Now, he's not a dude that's just a defensive fighter. He's going to get fucking hit. He's going to get punched. And his chin is really good. He's been hit. But guess what? That chin, he's never been down in a fight. He's never lost. So his chin is really, really good. O'Malley has a good chin as well. But since his length due to his weight, he doesn't really get clipped that much. And when he does get hit, I'm sorry. In the UFC, I think that it's more of an overall style. And I don't think it's just like super power punchers. It's going to take somebody that can really fucking knock out O'Malley for him to lose a fight. Certainly in the UFC. So my final prediction, I have to go with Gervonta Davis. We already saw the Floyd Mayweather experiment, right? And I feel like Floyd, he knew that he could beat Conor just by waiting him out because Conor was gonna, punch himself out. I feel like Gervonta Davis will probably do the same thing with O'Malley because I feel O'Malley's gonna use that jab. He has a really nice jab. He's gonna try to say, oh, I'm so much taller than this motherfucker, I should be able to whip his ass because I have power and I have ability. Davis is gonna say, okay, I'm gonna wait till about the 7th round and start hitting him with significant shots. And if he comes and rush towards me, I'm gonna just counter punch him. And I think that's exactly what's gonna happen. Davis is gonna probably end the fight within the 6th or 7th round because he's gonna counter punch. And then once he starts breaking his body down, he's gonna knock O'Malley the hell out. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. I hope this fight happened. And since they're both really young, this will be a humongous pay-per-view fight. I think O'Malley could probably use a few more fights to like build up his name in the UFC. But the fact that if they did this like in Boston or Vegas or some shit, I feel like this would be a major fight. There's always that white versus black thing, UFC versus boxing thing. And you could just see that this will be a huge event. So let me know in the comments what you guys think. Let me know who you think is going to win. Also, make sure you like and subscribe. YFM Sports.